go. Moonwalk. How do you do it? Basically, first, I would recommend that you learn how to fly backwards, even if it's for a short distance, because this initial yaw that you're gonna do to get into the backwards position is going to be easier if you have practice flying backwards already. So here we go. We're going. We're gonna turn 180-degree yaw spin, and then once we're in this position, the quad's gonna still be moving this way. Pitch up, go upside down, and if you notice, since we have our cameras tilted like this, when the camera's upside down, you're not actually gonna be fully upside down, so your thrust trajectory is gonna be at like a 45-degree angle. So you can actually give an illusion like you have a 3D quad or something, because you can hold it in this position a little longer, as opposed to if you were like this, where your thrust would be sending you straight down. So the higher angle you have on your camera, the further you can kind of push it back. Traveling in this direction, 180 degrees yaw, pitch up, going backwards, okay? And then you can come out of it either, I guess, by a roll or flip back, whatever you want. And you can also recharge this move. So what's a recharge, you ask? Let me show you. So cruising along, 180, upside down going. Then a recharge would be if you pitch back down, give it some more juice, and then maybe come through like this time and keep going. And you know, you could get complicated with it, and when you go upside down, hit a yaw spin and then recharge and keep going. So there's so many different variations on the trick. I'm gonna show you a few right now, and then we may discuss it more a little in a bit. So here's the move. All right. Okay, so here's the moonwalk. Here's how it starts off. So firstly, you want to be able to do this. Okay, not so much the second part, but just this 180-degree yaw without, you see how I just went into the air like that? It's because I'm not paying attention, and that can happen when we have no frame of reference on top the camera. So this is easier to do if you have like a line of trees or maybe a roof or something. If you're, anyway, so here we go. First part. So I'm keeping the trees in my line of vision, and we're good to go. After we do the 180 yaw, what we want to do is we want to pitch up, and then you're going backwards. So almost like a split S, but a reverse split S. So let's take a look at just the basic move. So here's the basic move. Okay, cruising. So after you get that down and practice that a couple times, so first you want to practice just going backwards, maybe get out of it. Then you can practice upside down, get out of it, forward. And now here's where things are gonna get a little fancy. After you've got that down, that's when you add the thrusting. So here we go. Boom. And that's how you do not want to do it, okay? Things to consider would be what your tilt is on your HD cam or on your FPV cam, actually, to see exactly what kind of angle you're at when you're free falling, or when you're upside down rather. That's important. That's going to pretty much determine how long you can be in the air. So another way to get used to the feeling is just start off doing like that, a split S, because you're essentially going to be in the same position as when you are going backwards. So here's backwards, okay, and then here's forwards. Looks the same, you're just moving a separate direction. So that's actually another good way. Practice your split S's, and later on you can get fancy with it. You know, some shit like that. So if you want it to look really cool and kind of spice the trick up, you want to stay kind of low to the ground with a big punch out. And this is kind of dangerous, but after you practice for a while, you can try it. And then you can also recharge. So an example would be something like this. Okay, so basically we're just keeping the rotation and the thrust going in the same direction with different methods. So we'll punch out, we can even add some yaw spins and stuff, which I'm not going to do because this is my last quad. So one last thing is, whenever you're doing the recharge or whatever, you don't want to stop your momentum, so try to throttle only when you're back to the initial position of going backwards. Oh, so that was a really close call. And normally, is my GoPro on? Yeah, I think so. So normally that's where I would end it, and we should end it. So let's try to link it up with like a line. So let's say I'm going here. I do something like that. I don't want to kill myself. But so yeah, let's say I have a line here, doing some moves, and then I want to get here. A fancy way to do it would be like that. You know, try to get to the location without just simply diving. And now we're back at the original location. And when you can't hear the motors, like if you have a track playing or something, it makes it that much cooler, because sometimes if you do it right, it's hard to figure out what's really going on. Is it a 3D situation or like this? That was cool if I would have kept pushing it, but I'm keeping it conservative. It could have floated a little longer. Let's see if I could do one. Last pack, shouty. Yeah, something like that. I'm like scared now, but something like that. Let's snap out of it. Not bad. Okay. So we pretty much, so hopefully you pretty much got the gist of it, so I don't have to wreck another quad. That's how we do it, boy. Now I'm just starting to get warmed up. And so just to wrap up, a couple things not to do when you're doing this trick. Make sure you don't punch into the ground. Make sure whenever you recharge, so let's say you're going like this, or no, you're going like this rather. So you want to recharge, so you're gonna come up. Notice how my camera is pointing at an angle like this when I'm perfectly backwards. So if you do it when your camera's facing up, you're actually going to gain altitude, and if you do it when your camera's looking back, you're actually going to go into the ground. So for the recharge, find out what you need to be looking at or what the feel is to get into this angle. Give it a quick punch and then flip forward and continue going. Okay. Another thing is on that initial turnaround, don't delay too long. So you want to get a pretty decent amount of speed going in this direction, and then when you hit the yaw, you want to just boost it out immediately. So you'll be traveling in this direction, and once you're in this direction, you'll be, your camera will be like this, so you'll be floating for a good while before you can recharge or yaw spin or whatever you want to do to finish up the move. So that's the moonwalk. Leave a comment below if you want more of these videos, if you have any requests for any possible tricks to learn, and that's it. Peace.